Hey parents, welcome to the Mommy Pod, where we keep it real about parenthood. The joy, the chaos, and everything in between. I'm your host, a single mom, educator, and everyday woman, learning to give herself grace while chasing her dreams. Whether you're folding laundry, stuck in traffic, or sneaking in 5 minutes of peace, this space is your reminder that you're not alone. And you're doing better than you think. So, grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a drink, take a deep breath, and let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Mommy Pod, a place where we share real stories from real parents. Stories that remind us of strength, our resilience, and our ability to keep going even when life gets hard. Today's episode is about courage, it's about perseverance, and it's about the powerful influence a mother can have on her children, even in the hardest of circumstances. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Mommy Pod. Today I'm joined by Lisa, a mom of two children and two stepchildren who is happily married and balancing life while working as a receptionist. Lisa brings a deeply meaningful story about her own mother who raised five children as a single parent and still pursued her education to become a teacher. Lisa, welcome to the Mommy Pod.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, would you like to share a little bit about yourself and let our listeners know who you are, a little bit about your family and your life?
So I grew up with four brothers. I have Garrett, Eric, Matthew, and Michael, and then me. I was the baby, and then in between Garrett and Eric was supposed to be my sister Carolee, but she ended up passing away. Um, as you said, I was raised by a single mother. Uh, Her name's Rebecca, and she worked very hard on raising us by herself. Basically, my dad wasn't really in the picture. Um, And yeah, I have two kids of my own, plus my two stepchildren now, and my husband, and just working hard on being us.
That's awesome. So you shared that your mom raised five children on her own. So what
Mhm.
was that like growing up for you in a household with like a single mom and four other siblings?
It was kind of hard. We had to kind of team up together. My oldest brother kind of stepped into the role of dad, and he made sure that we got ready in the mornings. My mom, she worked three jobs at one point, as well as putting herself into night school because her dream was always to become a teacher. So at night she went to school to do that, and then during the day she worked. At one time, if you remember the Payless shoe stores, she
Mm-hmm.
worked there, and Rite Aid, and then the gas station down the street from our house.
Wow.
So she was always working, and then at night putting herself in school.
Wow, that's amazing. Good for her. And what are some of the strongest memories of her during those years?
Strongest memories of her, I would say, was just her always trying to be there for us. Um, and then, as I said, just to me, she's kind of more my hero because of how she pushed herself to do what she wanted to become, and she got it. She was a teacher for Granite School District out in Utah for about 26 years. And then, yeah, I
Wow.
I hope to be like that one day.
Yes. How did watching her go to school and become a teacher, how did that impact you and influence you?
It influenced me by of how I work now. Always willing to put in extra hours and pick up shifts. Um, yeah.
Yeah, having a strong mother definitely is an example of, and it makes you want to emulate that, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely.
Some lessons from your mother. What are some of the biggest lessons that your mother taught you about being strong and persevering?
To always do your best and to always put in 100%. I try to pass it along to my kids and my stepchildren, like you can't be missing any days. You got to work hard. If you work hard and set your mind to something, then you can achieve it.
Mhm. That's really good advice. Was there a moment ever that you realized, wow, my mom is doing all of this for us? Like, she's really strong and she's
It
doing it
wasn't
for us.
it wasn't until I got older and I realized how much exactly she did. Um, it was kind of a little bit hard for me because I was the only girl and I really wanted my mom to be there. And, she tried to be there as much as she could, but with working three jobs and going to night school, time with her was very precious.
Mhm.
Um, it wasn't until I had my own kids that I realized just how much she sacrificed and how hard she did to provide for us.
Yeah. It's so hard for us to see that as kids, but I guess when we get older and we get into it, we kind of understand wow, what they truly went through
Yeah,
because we're living their experience kind of, but in a different way.
yeah.
Yeah. How is how has her example shaped the way that you parent? I know you said that now you teach your children and your stepchildren to work hard and show up. Is there any other examples that shape the way that you parent?
Patience.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yes. Um, Patience. I try not to ever yell at them. I try to explain it to them. Um, I guess like the teacher. And then I noticed like my stepdaughter Fallon, she was telling me the other day, um, she said something and I'm like I corrected her. I'm like, that's not the correct way to say it. This is the correct way to say it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I have that teacher coming out of me trying to teach them.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's needed. Um, let's see, some challenges and motivation. What challenges have you faced as a mom, and how did those lessons from your mother help you through the challenges that you had to go through?
That is a good question. I would say the challenges that I've faced, um, I think I just said it. I used to lose my patience
Hmm.
uh, when I first became a mom. Um, and now I just realize, you got to take time, you got to explain it to them and make them think, make them use their head. Like options. Why is this bad? Why are you doing this? And here's what you could be doing instead.
Hmm. That's good. Yeah, that makes sense because I find myself getting overwhelmed or frustrated or impatient. But if I just take a deep breath and explain to my children what's going on, it usually ends up a little bit better.
Yes.
Things get a little bit calmer. Like my son threw a temper tantrum in a restaurant this weekend because he wanted a hot dog, but he wanted ketchup on it. So we gave him the ketchup and he put too much ketchup on it. So it made the bun break. So then he was upset that he had a broken bun. So then I ordered him another bun and there was remnants of the other ketchup got onto this bun. I don't know what happened, but then it was another whole complete meltdown. My friends that I were with don't have kids, and they were just a little annoyed and just wondering why I'm not like, I don't know, being a bigger disciplinarian. But in that moment, I could just see that he was struggling, and so I just took a deep breath and had patience with him. And I went over and I kneeled down and I told him that this hot dog cost $16. It was expensive, We were on a little vacation and yeah, I don't recommend this restaurant. But anyway, the hot dog was $16. So to order him a new one, we would have to pay another $16, and that is very expensive. And we do not
Right.
want to do that. And if I pay for more hot dogs, that means like less dinosaur toys for him. And so then he kind of got it and he understood and he took a deep breath and he calmed down. And then he thanked me for helping him with his emotions.
Yeah.
And then I lost it, cried in the middle of the restaurant. So yeah, patience is so important. It's so key as a parent. It's so hard to find though. But when you do, it's worth it.
Yes, it is definitely worth it. I think I parent better now than when I first became a parent.
Yeah. What keeps you going on days when parenting feels overwhelming?
Um, my husband and a little bit of diamond art.
Diamond art?
Yes.
What is that?
It's kind of like the paint by numbers, but with beads.
Okay.
Tiny, tiny, itty bitty beads.
Wow. Wow, that sounds neat. Do you have a link for that? You'll have to send me the link so we can post it.
I don't have a link.
That's okay. You do it for,
It's more of a hobby
yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, I tend to frame mine after I'm done with them though. But having a hobby kind of helps.
Yeah.
Um, I know when I was younger, I read a lot, but I don't, for some reason, I can't find any time to read anymore.
Yeah.
But every now and then, especially since I'm a receptionist, I'm sitting down at work in between calls, I'll
Hmm.
be working on my diamond art.
Nice. Yeah, I love a good audiobook.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can listen to anything while working, or I drive, I commute a lot, so I listen to the audiobook when I.
I did download the Pocket FM,
Hmm.
tried to listen to an audiobook on there.
Okay. Yeah. Um, what can you remember like what I don't know if this is a I mean, it's a good question, but I don't know if it's a question that you could answer now. But do you ever remember like your mom doing anything if ever she got overwhelmed? I don't know if we would even notice that as kids.
Um, as a kid, no, I don't really,
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't think I ever did notice. I notice it now. She
Hmm.
likes to work on diamond arts too.
Oh, nice. Something you could do together. That's nice. So let's give some encouragement to moms. What does courage look like in everyday motherhood for you?
Just getting out of bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is rough. Um, I was telling my husband, I can't remember what movie it was off of. I want to say it was off of a movie with Jennifer Lopez in it,
Uh-huh.
and they were asking what's the good parts of being a parent, and he's a dad actually answered, and he said that it's horrible. And then you have a little moment of peace, and it makes it all worth it.
Yeah. Yes, I really that's it. That's it in a nutshell. What dreams do you hope that anyone listening here could reach for and keep?
As far as dreams, I'm not sure which dreams to tell them to reach for, just to reach for their own dreams.
Yeah, sorry, that's kind of a weird question that we have in there. And I want to circle backwards because you said that you have stepchildren and your own children. Did you and your husband have kids after?
No,
So you
I
had
had
kids.
my I had my two kids. I have a boy and a girl, Jackson
Mhm.
and Carolee, and then he has a boy and a girl as well, Fallon and Asher.
Okay, so I'm always fascinated by meetup stories. So could you share like how y'all met?
We met on the Facebook dating.
Yeah.
We actually met about 6 years ago now in 2020, and he was just coming out of his relationship, And I was coming out of my relationship, and we both told each other we didn't want anything. So he was the only good person that I met on Facebook dating that
Mm-hmm.
I actually stayed in contact with, and we talked every now and then. And then at the time that we actually got back together, or together this time, I was just coming out of a relationship, and he's like, "Hey, she's single. Let's get together."
Yeah.
And I've been married to him for almost 2 years now.
Awesome. Well, that's so great. I'm glad, excuse me, I'm glad to hear that Facebook dating is working for someone.
Yes,
Yeah. That is great. And then are your kids around the same age? Did they get along? How was that?
they get along great. His daughter has never had a sister, so she loves my daughter.
Oh,
And then my son is kind of older. He's gonna be actually driving this year.
wow.
Um, but they're not too much age difference. My daughter's 13, his daughter is 11, and then my son is 15 and his son is 8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Yeah.
the boy is not so much in close age-wise,
Right.
but Asher really looks up to Jackson. Like Jackson has grown his hair out, and now Asher wants to grow his hair out.
Oh, cute.
So,
That is sweet. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. We love to hear about the possible here on the Mommy Pod.
yeah.
That's so great. So if we could, I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna close it out, but if you would like to say anything else, or did I miss anything that you want to touch on or to let our guests know?
I don't think so. I would follow that up with just like how I said earlier, just whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. And I know some days are hard, but it is all worth it. We all love our children, and our moms are basically the reason why we do what we do.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm sorry, and you don't have to respond because that was a great answer. I'm gonna rephrase my question so I can edit it in. But if you could leave moms with one sentence to carry with them this week, what would it be? All right. And that was a great, I'm gonna cut what you just said into there
Okay,
because that was a great sentence. Thank you so much. This is so great, Lisa.
you're welcome. Hope it helped.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot of people, and it's so helpful to hear, especially for single moms like me, that you found love, and so it keeps the hope alive.
Right?
Yeah. And
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing about your mom and what an inspiration she is. And now she's an inspiration to all of us.
You're welcome. Yes, she's very much my hero. She sacrificed a lot for us.
I love that. That's so
And
good to
then
see.
after she became a teacher, so she was a teacher for 26 years. A few years ago, actually about like 10 years ago, she actually went back to school to get her master's degree. So she could become a principal
Yeah.
because principals make more money.
Yes.
And so she was actually applying for principal job, and she actually got hired as something higher. I can't remember the name of it, but she goes around to the schools now and she teaches the teachers.
Amazing. That is so wonderful. Way to go, Mom.
Yes,
Yeah, that is so great. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I hope that you keep in touch, and I hope that you visit us again here on the Mommy Pod.
I hope so too.
What an
Good.
inspiring mother. To everyone listening, you may not always see the impact you're making. You may not always feel strong. You may not always feel like you're doing enough. But every day, you show up. Every meal, every hug, every conversation, every moment of love matters. And sometimes the greatest legacy a mother can leave isn't wealth or perfection, it's resilience. So keep going. You got this. This is the Mommy Pod, and I'll see you next time.